Right, welcome back, guys. So there's been some interesting news over the last couple of days that I just want to talk about. Firstly, got to do a self-plug, obviously. I'm currently streaming, and I mean currently, while recording this, over on twitch.tv/Scottejaye87. There's a few hundred people watching this being filmed. You could be one of them. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but I'm currently doing a subathon. I did mention it in yesterday's video, if you managed to catch that. So obviously, anytime someone subs, cheers, donates, all of that stuff, it extends the timer. I've been live now for about 2 days, with currently about 8 hours still on the clock. So come over and join in. It's going to be a good laugh. And we're doing Karazhan tonight. And we've been doing Karazhan all day. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of Karazhan. But there's been some news. Now, the first one is the leak, which I just want to cover. And then we're going to look at the PvP changes, which the PvP changes are massive. But we'll start with the leak first. Now, TBC, you heard it here first. Well, you didn't because you've probably already seen it. But it's coming on June the 1st. Yeah, I doubt it as well. I can't see it coming June the 1st, especially as we didn't get a pre-patch today on Star Wars Day of all days. So may the 4th be with you all. But let's have a look at the leak. Now, there was pictures shown, pictures captured, basically, and they're saying that this was on, like the Battle.net launcher, specifically Heroes of the Storm, which is a bit strange. But new expansion, on June the 1st, return to Outland in World of Warcraft Burning Crusade. So this is not pre-patch, this is saying actually return to Outland on June the 1st, because a lot of people are saying, oh, well, it's probably going to be when the pre-patch is. But if that was going to be when the pre-patch is, it would probably say on June the 1st, start getting ready to go into Outland or something like that. You know what I mean? But this is on Wowhead, so you can go check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description. But the Burning Crusade Classic will release on June the 1st, according to several screenshots shared on Reddit. After users reported seeing the advertisement pop up on the Battle.net launcher, the images quickly disappeared upon changing tabs, scrolling news, blah, 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 blah. You can go and read this all yourself, but basically they're saying that TBC could be coming on the 1st of June. Now, I must admit, there's been some weird things going on. Like, we've been having, on the client, so on the beta client, we've been able to see the Classic Realm servers. That was happening last night for a few of us. That's a bit odd. I don't know why that would be doing it, but it was doing it, and there was some big downtime last night, but that was more than likely just the PvP changes, nothing else. And really, what goes on in the beta stays in the beta. It's like Fight Club. You know, there's no correlation between that and live. You know, and as I say, we've already had the downtime in the States today, so on the NA servers, and we've come back with no pre-patch. So for it to be June the 1st, that would mean if May the 18th, which was another leak about obviously the pre-patch coming, if it's May the 18th, that's really not a lot of time for a pre-patch. I don't think 2 weeks for the TBC pre-patch is anywhere near long enough, or it's half as long as it should be. It should really only be, obviously, a month, 4 weeks. Bear with me, Dirty 30s. I'm going to have to cut this bit out. I shouldn't have left my alert box on. So 2 weeks, as I say, is just not long enough, in my opinion. You know, they've got to cater a little bit. Well, actually, let's look at it 2 ways. I'll play devil's advocate. They've got to cater a little bit to the casuals. Dare I call you casuals? I'm sorry. When I say casuals, I mean you guys who have got proper jobs and families and stuff like that, and you only get a couple of hours a night or whatever to play, or a few hours a week. So, you know, would they release a 2-week pre-patch where you can level Blood Elves and Draenei and not give you much time to do it? I don't know. And again, playing devil's advocate, a good way of them doing it and making some money. And I'm not saying they're going to do this, but if it was a 2-week pre-patch, what a great cash grab. That's going to actually enhance probably the amount of sales that they'll get from the 58 boost. Because people will be like, 2 weeks, I'm not going to have enough time to level. I'll buy one. I mean, I won't. Well, I will. I'll use it as a farmer. But you see what I mean. You can see how that could maybe fit into their plans. But ultimately, I think June the 1st is a load of rubbish. I'll go out and say it. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I can probably still manage to hold myself together until June. That's the first bit of news. Now, if we look at the next bit of news, and this is massive, so I am going to read this a little bit more verbatim. PvP, the whole PvP system. Now, to bring about better matchmaking in TBC Classic, we're updating the matchmaking, like the MMR system, to use a calculation design developed after the original Burning Crusade. So with an MMR range that will be similar to the range seen in PvP in 2008. So arena teams will all begin at 0 rating. They began at 1500 in original TBC. Now, I personally don't really, I don't understand why they've had to do that. There is some relevance around this, and when we get into it a little bit more, but I mean, I don't really see the point of starting at 0 when they used to start at 1500. Just start at 1500, but just change all the brackets. But anyway, we'll get into that. So diminishing returns will have a 15 to 20 second cooldown window. All PvP gear will have consistent personal rating requirements to purchase and equip. So this is quite big, because Season 1...
Right!
All right, so before this, I'm from the future. The video's already done. I'm coming back to the past to just update you on something quickly. Now, there's been an update to the post between going, like, filming it and then going to edit it. And I just, so you don't panic, the main thing on this update here really is that the words have been struck where it says "and equip." So what this basically means is where here, all PvP gear will have a consistent personal rating requirement to purchase and equip. Don't worry about the equip bit. So if you was thinking you need to keep 2.2k rated to wear the shoulders, you don't need to do that. That's pretty much how I didn't read into it like that. I just read it as, well, yeah, you get 2.2k, you get the shoulders, jobs are good, and that is how it is. So you haven't got to maintain that rating to be able to keep that item equipped. Just thought I'd let you know. All PvP gear will have consistent personal rating requirements to purchase and equip. So shoulders 2,200, weapon 2,050, head 1,700, chest 16, legs 1,550. So a major goal that they've been trying to get in the Burning Crusade PvP is to provide consistency. But yeah, I mean, they say that. They say that they're trying to provide consistency, but there's not that much consistency across anything that I've seen so far. Just saying. So all arena point costs for arena gear will remain consistent for all Burning Crusade Classic Arena seasons. So this will not change between Season 1 and the final season of TBC. Now, all arena points are awarded during the weekly reset. Obviously, that goes without saying. To qualify for arena points, your personal rating must be within 150 of your rating of your team with at least 10 games played. So again, this, you know, playing 10 games a week has always been a thing. Or it's been a thing for as long as I've known arenas. You know, you just get your 10 games done a week, so you at least get some arena points. But now the sort of difference in being personal rating versus team rating, you know, would mean that you're not going to get massive amounts of points by just joining, I don't know, a 2.2k rated team. Do you know what I mean? Your personal rating plays a part. So Season 1 will feature a unique rank, the Infernal Gladiator. So this is interesting because it's a new, you know, it's a new title which we've not seen before. Originally, Rank 1 titles weren't introduced until Season 2. So yeah, a good opportunity to introduce one for the first season. Now, seasonal rewards will be delivered to the top percentage, like we know. Rank 1, 0.1% at top teams. Gladiator, 0.5. Duelist, 3. Rival, yeah, 10. Challenger, 35. So needless to say, you're going to see a lot of challengers running around. You're not going to see many rank 1s running around, especially with the pool of players, obviously, that we've got in TBC compared to, dare I say it, private servers. So to qualify for seasonal rewards, your personal arena team rating must be within 100 points of your team rating, and yeah, you must have participated in 20% of your team's games. So this is going to sort of deter team hopping, if you like, because, you know, 20% of your team's games out of, let's say you've played 500-600 games, you know, it's a lot. So the gold green arena flags have been changed. None of this really matters, but Alliance PvP vendors, again, this don't really matter. You know, they sell level 70 honor. Captain O'Neill sells level 70 weapons. Yeah, you know, that really is kind of irrelevant. But this is quite a big deal, and I think it's a big deal from a selfish perspective as a druid, because no longer in Season 1 can you just get those easy bits of gear. Like the shoulders in particular are really strong for feral druids, even tanks, like feral tanks as well. But you've got to put a lot more time into PvP now than you did when you just played 10 games in a week. You didn't care whether you won or lost. You got some arena points and you just rinsed and repeat. Now this is really separating PvE from PvP, or that's how I see it. Feel free to mention in the comments, you know, how you feel about it, but I would say this really is now separating them in a big way, I think, because playing 10 games and losing, you don't really care. You know, you can do that in an hour in the morning on, you know, on reset day, just to make sure that you bank those points for the following reset. Yeah, you can't do that anymore, and that is going to affect some classes and decisions that you make about your gear setup, ultimately, as this change has for me. Ultimately, do I really care? Like, honestly, you know, this change, you all know I'm not much of a PvPer. You know, I don't really plan on pushing for any ranks or anything like that. You know, my whole aim of PvP is to get gear to use in PvE. So it don't make a difference to me, but if it makes a difference to you, as I say, let me know in the comments. Tell me how you feel about it, because on the stream, people have been quite split about this. Some people think it's sensible, some people think it's ridiculous. You know, it wasn't how it was, we want it how it was. You know, there's enough hashtag changes going on. So let me know in the comments what you think. This is an update. June the 1st, TBC, no way. PvP changes, don't care. I just want to say a big thank you to all those guys up there. Thank you so much for joining the channel. It really does help support me and the growth of the channel, obviously. And ultimately, it keeps me here pumping out that TBC content that you want to see. Also, come check me out over on Twitch. Something up my arse. Anyway, that was awesome. I just had a poo on the concrete.